Hello, everybody. This is Justin Wutsky, the National Membership Development Director, and I just wanted to welcome you all to our webinar tonight about motivating your members. It is officially 7 o'clock now, so we will get started. Please know that you can ask questions, type in your questions, and I'll work at responding to those as I see them come through. So again, Justin Wutsky, my email is jwutsky@jciusa.org. Please feel free to always reach out to me, even just to run ideas through ideas or issues you're having in a chapter or with another member, or just anything that you want to run by someone else and need ideas on how to work around it and to be successful through the scenario. Please reach out to me and let me know if I can be of support. So, motivation is the force that compels us to action. We have different types of motivation for our members. They include fear, achievement, incentive, growth, power, and social motivation. We're going to start with fear. So fear is a punishment of negative consequence or negative consequence. Fear can be an unhealthy tactic by putting impending deadlines on people, telling them if they don't pay for their dues, there are consequence, doing stuff against the bylaws, and then our confidentiality agreements. So fear is a tactic that's definitely something that you shouldn't use. And so we just wanted to pull this out in the beginning of our webinar here just to share about how fear can be something that drives people, but it's usually going to drive them away and cause some negative conflict within your chapter. So a positive motivating factor for members would be achievement, which is the drive for competency. Some are driven to achieve goals. So when we want to motivate our members especially ones that get excited about achieving things and checking tasks off their list, we want to enroll these members into Passport to Civic Leadership. If you don't know what Passport to Civic Leadership is, you definitely need to look into this. Please reach out to me with any questions. It's in your database under jcmember.com. There's 10 overarching areas, and then in those areas there's 5 to 6 different tasks that you can do that help a member acquaint themselves to the JC organization and activates them locally, statewide, and nationally. Another achievement motivation is competitions. So with competitions, you don't have to just have those offered at your state and your national level. You can hold competitions in your local chapter, and I really recommend that you do it. It can be the write-ups, it can be the speak-ups, just giving our members any opportunity to grow their skills in those areas or other areas is going to be a great way to motivate your members, who especially with competition. I'll also add that my chapter did Passport to Civic Leadership, and we put up a big chart on the wall and listed all the members' names and the degrees across the top. And every time we had a meeting when a member got a new degree accomplished, we would get to go put a star on our name. And so it's kind of like school age type thing you do, but it was really motivating. And I actually sometimes I feel like I became a national vice president because I didn't want the person who was trailing behind me with her degrees to get ahead of me. And so just doing all those tasks, I wanted to get them. And so definitely achievement was a big motivating factor for me. And it's just a fun thing to give members a purpose in the organization, especially if they feel lost or that they don't understand how to get involved. Another achievement motivation is awards. So with awards, though at the local level, you can do this too. You can just make up different types of awards to give out. You can align them to your state and your national level awards, and just make sure that you're acknowledging the great work that's being done at the local level. And then D was general recognition. So that's we have chaplains in a lot of our chapters, and those are the people that recognize birthdays and recognize promotions or give condolences when we have losses or major parts of our lives. That it's just nice when we feel valued and part of a group because they wished us happy birthday, they congratulated us, and they sent us a condolences card when we had a major loss in our life. And again, Passport to Civic Leadership. It's designed to quickly immerse members into the Jaycees experience. It has the degrees that you track online, the chapter president approves. Uh, you advance your knowledge in the organization. You don't have to complete our tasks in order. You can do a task in degree 10. You can do a task in degree 2, just as long as tasks are being completed, and then you're letting your chapter president know that you need those signed off on. And then you making opportunities to recognize people through Passport to Civic Leadership is an amazing opportunity that you guys have as leaders. And again, visit jcmember.com to begin the passport. And again, with competition types, you can have public speaking, debate skills to learn, writing skills, resume interview skills, knowledge of and dedication to the organization. So, that's the Jeopardy and trivia of Jaycees. Again, you can ask me, you can ask someone at your state level about competitions at those meetings, but also know that you could be creative and host competitions at your chapter level as well. And again, awards can recognize projects, they can recognize chapters, you can recognize members, new members, outstanding members, officers. You can recognize family members that support Jaycees, the JC kids that come and help of your fellow members. So incentives are another motivation, rewards for doing a great job. These include a point program, gift cards, cash, paid registrations, swag, and free food and other things like that. So with point programs, members and chapters can earn points towards goals. I know some chapters that have JC Cash, and for every activity that you do or partake in your chapter, you get $1. You get a JC Cash, $1 equivalent, and then you can use that dollar to pay towards you can use those dollars that you've earned throughout the year to pay towards your renewal, or help pay for a friend to join the Jaycees. And then different things like that. So you can track points monthly, quarterly, annually. You can create competition amongst members. You can do chapter awards, membership renewal, member-only benefits, being able to go to conventions and cover the registration, different socials or activities that are available to people that earned a certain amount of points. Just ideas here, throwing them out. You can also incentivize your members for their hard work with gift cards and registrations without points. So it can be a recruitment tool. Recruit a member, you're entered into a drawing to win a gift card. That's what we're doing at the national level this year. If you recruit 3 members, you're entered into the drawing. You can use it as an activation tool. So participation in an event or an activity or coming to meetings, you get an opportunity to win a gift card. Also, thank yous. You can give out gift cards and thank yous to project chairs and committee members for putting hard work into a project that led to a lot of success for a chapter. Just never underutilize that opportunity. And a gift card doesn't have to be $100. It could literally be a $5 Subway gift card, and it's going to help make people feel valued. So another motivation is just growth for self-improvement. So your individuals in our organization might be seeking to learn and grow as individuals. So with growth motivation, that includes training opportunities, conventions, individual development events, and committees for projects. Regarding training opportunities, JCI gives members the chance to better themselves through training. JCI offers JCI Certified Trainer. Those are the JCI trainings that we offer at nationals, and your state might offer those as well. But you go to the training, you take in the information. I guarantee you'll learn something, and I hope you are. And then you will receive kind of a test in the next few weeks after you do that training to show that you did intake the information and that you learned something. And then if you pass that, then you qualify to be able to trainings in the future. There are specific trainings that you have to train in the beginning to qualify as an official trainer. Other training opportunities are JCI USA Leadership Training Universities. We have 4 of them in the beginning of each year between January and February. I really recommend going to it. The registration is very minimal, from $25 to $50, and then usually we cover your hotel costs, which is pretty an awesome incentive and motivating factor there. We also host these monthly webinars, which are pretty awesome attribute to the organization to be able to share with your members, to come and learn things, so that all these things are in place, so you don't have to hold the member's hand. You can literally show them, oh, these things are available for you to go learn. JCI USA Leadership Fellows Program is a new program that was just announced at our convention in Miami, or in Myrtle Beach. And this program is going to annually take 12 to 15 Jaycees who want to jumpstart their JC career and their leadership development, because they want to end up on their state on the national and international level. And they will go through year 1 meeting once a month, 3 times in person, but the rest of the times digitally, to just learn different skill sets of a leader. And then year 2 will be mentoring the year 1 class, and also working on a active citizen framework project all together virtually. So it's going to be a pretty amazing program. They're asking for a $500 sponsorship per person once they qualify, and they're officially joining this group for that year. And if this is something you're interested in, but you feel like you can't find $500, please reach out to me, reach out to the Fellows Program Manager and the committee, and we will help you raise that money, because if you're motivated to get into this program, we will help you get into the program. Then finally, this year we released a new training modules at jciusa.thinkific.com. These are kind of self-paced trainings that will take a few weeks to go through, I believe, and they go over being a JC chapter president, being a JC vice president, and then recruitment training, so that you can learn to recruit members into your chapter and into your ranks. So the training modules are a new thing, just like the Fellows Program, and these are amazing opportunities for leaders across this country to be able to get engaged and involved, and to self-benefit from that and become the leader that they want to become. So then there's conventions. So members can attend conventions to learn, develop, and expand your network. Usually at your state, national, international conventions, there's going to be trainings. Some of those will be JCI trainings. Others are going to be trainings developed by our leaders. There'll be panelist discussions, which I know that as we develop the JCI USA conventions, we're going to be working more on panelist discussions, showcasing amazing projects in our country at different chapters, and amazing members, and amazing chapters just being well-rounded and doing great things. We want to hear from them, and we want to put them on a stage, and we want other members to learn from these groups. Also a project showcase. So this would be, you can showcase projects at your state, and we want to push this into the national level here. This is just an opportunity to highlight great active citizen framework projects that are actually making sustainable change in communities, and we can motivate our members across the country to learn how they could do this in their communities. And it's just as easy as the group that's being showcased. Uh, Additionally, knowledge sharing with others from around the country, others from around the world, or others from around your state. Just coming together, you're going to make friendships and you're going to connect and you're going to share ideas and you're going to learn from one another. So that's another reason to go to conventions. And there are some people and some members that join an organization because they want to network and they want to meet other people. And what a great place in the Jaycees than to meet amazing, genuine people that want to make a difference in the world. And then also at conventions, there's awards and acknowledgement, which is just more incentive for our members to keep renewing and joining our ranks. So then there's also individual development activities. They're held at the chapter level. They can empower members to share their skills and learn from others. I know that we do ID projects at our state level too, but just pull your members and find out what their strengths are and their skill set. Maybe you'll have someone in banking that can do financial planning, or someone that's works in stocks or in retirement funds, and they can come into your chapter and teach your members the importance of financial planning. Maybe you have someone that's in the auto industry or a mechanic that could teach automotive care, anything, changing your oil, changing your tires, your brakes, other things that will help our members save money because they learned it to do it themselves. Any how-to kind of things, how to craft, how to sew, how to cook, also just general life planning and goal setting. I know I'm a graphic designer, so I could teach my chapter how to use PowerPoint to a more extreme level, and how to create engaging presentations. And then also we have marketing people that could teach our members how to use social media better, just standards to practice, and then how to promote yourself and your businesses online. So those are just a few individual development activities. There are a ton more because there are so many members with such a diverse amount of skill sets that we could probably be making these trainings for a lifetime. And not probably, we would be making them for a lifetime. Project committees. So obviously we create development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. That's where our project committees come into place, because a member comes to the table with an idea, we fill out a project management guide, and we create a committee. And these committees help members grow skills in particular areas. Our members are contributing to the overall mission of the organization. You're self-improving by collaborating and being part of a team. You're working with people with different opinions and learning how to compromise. And Jaycees is awesome that you get to do this, because sometimes you're forced to do that at work, but this is the playground and the environment that you get to do it, and you get to have conflict and explode and then come the next day and talk about it. Whereas at your work, you might get written up and you're fired. And then also, I just love the idea that project committees would teach people responsibility, accountability, and follow through. So even though these things might come natural to people, other people need to go through projects committee experiences to learn these skill sets. Another motivating quality is power, which is the desire to lead. So some members seek to direct the future for themselves and others. Leadership positions that exist in the organization are project chairs, officer positions at the chapter, state, and national and international level. And then also these opportunities on the flip side out of the Jaycees lead to promotions and new jobs. So project chairs Any member can run a project, even if you just joined the organization yesterday. You fill out a project management guide. You get a team surrounded by you. You go to approach your board of directors, get approval, get any finances you needed for it. If they don't approve it, you go home, you rework it, you talk to your board of directors to ask them what you need to do to get approval, and you go back and you try again and you rewrite things and you repropose things to your board of directors, and you come back and you succeed. Once you have your project going, you learn to manage volunteers, you learn to manage committee members, manage partnerships, manage finances. You get to be responsible for the success or failure of a project, which is an amazing life experience to get that opportunity, because there are a lot of people in the world that don't get that opportunity. Uh, if you do fail, you get to learn from your failures, because we're in the Jaycees, and a failure just means an opportunity to learn from it. Then, if all goes well, you get to celebrate your successes and make sure you celebrate. We have we have chapters that focus on doing so many projects that they forget that they need to take some time to breathe and to celebrate their accomplishments. So I just highly recommend celebrating. If you have a huge fundraiser that requires lots of help and volunteers, throw a social or a pizza party, or go out and get drinks with everybody, just to thank everybody for the hard work they put in to make this successful project happen. Officer positions. So a member can be in charge of our organization at the local, state, national, international level, and some states have regional levels as well. And literally, it seems like any new member could begin at any of those positions at the chapter level from day one, especially if a chapter is smaller and looking for people to step up. And this is where people get put on the spot, and you're either going to sink or swim. And if you sink, we're going to grab your hand and pull you up, because it's the Jaycees. Once you get through your chapter level and learning a few of the ropes of the organization, I recommend that you talk to your state level and see about getting involved there as a program manager, or a lower, like a smaller officer position, before you go in and try to be the president of that state. But once you've learned the ropes of the state, I recommend being a state president and getting to be the most important part of our JCI USA organization, which is the voting delegation of the board of directors of JCI USA. Uh, they're the ones that get to call the shots and work together to move our organization as a whole, as a country, forward. And then international, or then you can move up. Once you've really rung in that state level and you've been a state president, you can step up to the national level in that same sense that you stepped up to the state level, take on program manager positions, take on a national vice president position or an appointed position under the president. And those positions are achieved by just networking and communicating with other members around the country and sharing your desire to lead at the national level. And if you ever want to lead at a state or national level and you feel like you don't know where to go or who to talk to, please email me and I will gladly send you in the directions that you need to go to get to those levels. And then international level, same thing as state and national. Just if you want to go international, then you start talking to people, and you go and you take on those program manager positions or assistant positions or chairs, and then you can move into the different officer positions on the international exec team. And then eventually, if you are a younger member and you joined and you went through these ranks and you want to be our world president, you can completely do that. So finally, in this section is promotion and new jobs. Jaycees is definitely a resume building tool. You learn project experience, you get civic and community engagement, you learn transferable skills in the Jaycees that you can use at your work that will eventually get your boss and your supervisors taking you and your ideas seriously, because not only can you talk talk the talk, but you can walk the walk. So Jaycees does this for you. You just have to put in the effort and get engaged in Jaycees. You have management experience, marketing experience, time management. These are all things that employers are looking for in a well-rounded employee, so that the business as a whole can succeed, because they have these awesome people on staff that know what they're doing. And not only, sometimes you can't learn those things on the job, sometimes you can, but Jaycees gives you that opportunity to learn it outside of the job. And, well, kind of at the same time that you have a job, you're learning all these skills, and then before you know it, a manager position comes up and you get to go apply for that because you do have experience, because you did stuff in the Jaycees. Social is another motivation for our members, and that's a sense of belonging and acceptance. Some members seek acceptance and affiliation with a group. So for social motivation, we want our chapters to have M nights, membership nights, or different meetups. We want to nurture lifelong friendships and the opportunities for those. And then just Jaycees is a place that you might meet your significant other. So regarding membership nights, chapters can hold monthly social gatherings. At these gatherings, you're not conducting business. You're just meeting like-minded individuals. You're getting to grow your social circle. You get to relax and have fun when you're not working on those hard projects, or you're not working in your career. You get to be creative and create activities for young people to enjoy. Sometimes, especially in our world today with social media, we don't have a lot of we're just sitting at home on our phone or our computers, and we're not getting out there and meeting people. But Jaycees is this catalyst to be able to do that and to get out and have fun and do things with other people. Is the hardest time to make friends, but Jaycees makes it easy. When you do an M night or a fun social, I recommend partnering up with a local business and turning it into a learning experience. You could do a kind of a tour on the brewing and distillery process. You could learn how to toss pizza. You could just go to any business and see how they function and work. And what a great individual development moment for your members to go out and learn this thing. And you never know, maybe they just learned what their new passion is, and they're going to become an entrepreneur and start a new business. Lifelong friendships. So Jaycees gives you the opportunities to meet people and make friends from other states and other countries, or just other chapters in general in your local area. When I joined in 2009, I just was a chapter member, and I had a good amount of friends in Billings, and a lot of them actually joined my chapter. But I have met so many more genuine, amazing friends that would do anything for me. And those are the type of friends we need in life. We don't want just friends just to say we have friends and we know people. When in life, you want friends that will do things for you when you're in need, because you're the type of person that would do things for people when they're in need. And Jaycees hosts so many of those types of members that are those types of personalities and individuals. And I know that as I have developed through the organization and gone on to the state and national level, I now have friends around the country, and I've gone to a few international events, and now I know people internationally, and I communicate with them. And you just never know where these opportunities are going to take you. I know I got a design project from someone I met in Quebec. I did a logo for a group in Scotland. And so just the friendships and the connections you make in the Jaycees, because it spans beyond your local community and it's a global organization of so many people, the opportunities are endless. And then significant others. Members have met their spouse in the Jaycees. I know a handful. When you get into a group of like-minded people, you're going to have a lot in common, and sparks are going to fly and amazing things are going to happen. And so I just people that are looking to meet people. You got to get involved in the Jaycees. So what is the best way to know what motivates your members? Do member surveys. You'll empower your chapter and your members with this survey. You want to ask what they want out of their membership. You want to ask members what their why is. Why do they get up in the morning? What is their passion? What excites them? You want to ask what they most enjoy to do. What are they? What is their strength? What are they best at? And then ask how they want to be recognized. That way you can figure out all of your members' motivation and start motivating them through the ways that they need. Does anyone have any questions or comments so far, or thoughts on motivating members or doing surveys? I know surveys seem tedious, but in the end, I've seen such great results from chapters that actually just power through, create a survey, and get it out to their members. Because truly, the key to the success of your chapter is the members, and you got to talk to them. You got to talk to every single one of them and find out what's going great, what could be improved upon, what needs to change, all that awesomeness. So, again, this is your time to ask any questions that you want. I'm an open book, and I will answer any questions to the best of my ability. And if I can't answer them, I will figure out how to get that to you. Oh, there's the attendance. Are there any thoughts of things I could have talked about? Maybe you're wishing I would have talked about. Okay, we got a question here. Getting people in the door. So in the door of your chapter, um, so a member has asked, do we have any ideas on getting people in the door? Honestly, I've tried to start chapters, and extending a chapter is really tough because you don't have the Jaycees organization already present there, and people don't know what it is. But when I go around asking young people if they would want to be part of the Jaycees, they actually really are excited about it and want to do it. But it's just really daunting to not. It's really daunting to start a chapter and do all the paperwork with the state and all the official documents you have to deal with. It's really not a lot, but to a person that you just had a conversation with, that you're trying to get them to just come, and by chance of luck or a good decision that they're going to get involved. So what I really recommend is treat your chapter like it is an extension, like you are starting a new chapter. But the great thing is when you just put yourself out there and you have your membership vice president and maybe 2 people on a committee, just focus on quarterly going out business to business that have young people at it, or just approaching social areas in your community that draw young people to it, and just having those conversations about the Jaycees. You'll be shocked that by the end they're going to be interested, and now you get to say, oh, this is our chapter. Here's kind of a flyer of the upcoming events coming in the next 2 months, and we have some meetings, but I really recommend you come to our social first and just take some more time to learn about who we are and what we're doing. And then getting current members in the door to your meetings. Again, I've had chapters that get pizza places to donate pizza so people don't have to worry about dinner. Some chapters have lots of families with children and can't afford babysitting, so they get those members together and they figure out, oh, well, we're going to hire a teenager to come and watch all the kids and oversee everyone. We're going to throw on a movie, and then we're going to be able to have our social time, and we're going to have our meeting time. It's really up to the demographic of the chapter to figure out what's going to be best to get people into that door. Overall, it's making sure that meetings are run efficiently, make sure they're consistent. It's best too if your location is consistent. I know you'll lose your members' interest in coming because you always change where it's at, or you change what day of the week and what time it is, and so they can't rely on knowing that to this event on this day at this time every month to know that that's when our meetings are. So making sure you're consistent is a major thing so you don't lose credibility with your members. Did that answer your question, Jamie? And if you have something more specific, I'll gladly answer it. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to recruit younger members to join and seem to be having issues with that and also retaining members. This is definitely an issue across everywhere. I would recommend for trying to get newer, younger members. Let's see, we have about 50 members and like 20 active. 20 out of 50 active members is actually really amazing. One thing I recommend, though, that I've seen successful in chapters is coming up with a mentorship program of your 20 active members and having them buddy up with a non-active member and having that person be the person to reach out to them and take them to coffee and go to lunch with them and find out what makes them tick, what's their passion, and then share with them how, oh, well, did you know our chapter does this? You should get involved in it. I know I had a member that she had recruited a friend and her friend's renewal was coming up within a month. And the friend, she really wanted the friend to stay in the Jaycees, but the friend was saying she didn't want to stay in the Jaycees. So this girl asked me to take her and her friend out to lunch. So I took them to lunch. And in this meeting, we found out that she just felt like she didn't have anything to add to the chapter and no one really got to know her and asked her to do anything. And so through this hour-long lunch, I found out she's OCD, loves to organize. And I said, well, you know what? We have this project that needs a person to organize this trailer we have, and you'll be the perfect person. So I'm going to connect you. You and I are going to talk to the project manager of that event, and we are going to utilize you. And she was so excited because I had found her value and I had connected her with a project that she would love doing in our chapter. And she renewed her membership, even though for 11 months she did not get any value from her. In her personal experience, she didn't feel like she had gotten value. And once I had placed her value on her, that's what she did. Like, she renewed and she did get involved. And it truly is about connecting with people and feeling valued. And so I just know that even if you only had 5 active people out of your 50 members, if 5 of those people found another person and mentored them and buddied up with them for the year, the next year you'd have 10 active people. And then those 10 people could mentor, and the next year could have 20 active people, and so on and so on. If you don't want to do it on a whole year basis, break it up quarterly, break it up every 6 months. Do whatever your members want to do, whatever your active members are willing to do to bring more people on board, to take the load of work off of everybody. And I just I was also going to recommend even just having your membership person with a committee of 1 or 2 people going to some functions in your community that do draw young people, and just when you're having the conversation about your chapter to them, ask them, what do young people want to do in the community? Ask them if they would join something like the Jaycees, or if they wouldn't, why are those reasons? And maybe those conversations are going to lead to getting you the answers of what you need to convert your chapter to one that's going to draw younger people and more active people. So I hope that answers your questions. Oh, someone said, try to start a youth JC so there's a generation to come in, and so members who have children can join youth JC as well. And it's not really, yeah, just a suggestion. Rose, thank you so much. Just The having a youth JC chapter is awesome because the young kids have the most amazing ideas to change the community, and then they have parents, and then your current JC members that have kids can have them join, and everyone can collaborate, and it's a really cool experience. And you can collaborate your chapter and the youth chapter on projects, um, and I know that kind of helps with retaining members and having new recruits come in the big picture. But again, with those 18 to 23-year-olds that you're trying to recruit, I really think it is truly just having conversations with those people of that age demographic and finding out what could a chapter be doing, or a group of people be doing that's going to draw them to be part of that organization. I also feel like a lot of our chapters do projects that have been running for 80 years, and that's amazing. And especially if the members of your current chapter are jacked about that project and love it, keep on keeping on, keep doing that project. But if all of your members are just feeling burdened, like they have to do this project because their elders did it and they don't even like it and it's not even that successful anymore, and the only reason you're doing it is because people in the community want you to do it, then my recommendation is you start building some relationships and partnerships with other nonprofits that would be interested in taking that project off your hands. And that way the project still continues in the community. You can negotiate your name to still be associated with it, but your current members don't have to deal with it anymore. And they can come up with a new innovative project that has to do with something that they currently care about. And it's a scary thing to drop projects and not deal with them, and you might get some negative outlash from the community. But if your chapter is stuck at 20 members and you can't recruit anybody to help you with that project you've been doing for 60 years, something's got to change. And it is okay to be the leader of that year, to decide that the change is going to be moving on from that project and doing something new that the current members are going to get excited about, and it will possibly draw new members to get involved. Have I helped with these questions? And feel free to ask any other questions. Well, if we don't have any more questions, um, I'll still leave it here for a few more seconds, but I don't want to keep everyone from their evenings. I really appreciate you guys coming out to this webinar and getting online. And some people are on their phones, some on their tablets, some on their computers. Any way you can get on a webinar, that's awesome. Oh, Jamie says, we don't have a membership VP this year. What would you recommend the rest of the board do? When you don't have a membership VP, but you have some other members on your board, I really recommend, and you feel like you're struggling with membership, I feel like your board has to step up and start having conversations and calling your members and asking them what they're passionate about and what they need to do. And even just some members don't realize that they would be really great at membership, or they would be really great at IDVP, or really great in the community role. And it's up to us as the leaders of the chapter to plant the seed and have the conversations with our members to motivate and inspire them to step up and fulfill the potential that they totally have the ability to take on and to succeed in. But you have to have that conversation. You have to make the members realize and believe that they can do this because you believe in them. And so when a board is struggling because they don't have active members and the board feels like they're doing everything, that means you got to stop everything you're doing. If no one else, if the other members aren't stepping up and doing stuff, then you're not doing the right things. And so stop spinning your tires and wasting your time. come together as a board and come up with a strategic plan of action to engage more members to do the work, to do work in your chapter to make your chapter successful. And so, and once you guys have identified people that maybe don't realize that they'd be a great membership person, then start having that conversation with them and saying, hey, like, I noticed this skill set about you. You'd be really good at this role, and maybe you'd be really good at redeveloping the role into something great that a chapter can really latch onto and be successful with. My chapter hasn't had a secretary for 5 years, and I don't understand how we can't find someone that couldn't write down what's being said at a meeting or even type down on a laptop what's being said at a meeting. And literally, if you had a conversation with 10 of our members that haven't really been involved and told them how much we need a secretary, that one of them is going to step up because you're actually having the conversation with them and saying they're needed. Okay, is there a standard membership survey that we can print out from JCICC website? There is, under the membership tools. I can also get the emails from everybody here and give you access to, at the beginning of the year, we do send out an email to chapter presidents that's Chapter in a Box. And Chapter in a Box is a Dropbox account that has a lot of these documents on it as well that help a chapter become more well-rounded, and they're just all in one place. We're also gonna be, we got approval and we'll be developing and launching our own JCI USA website that will be much more easily navigable and have awesome links like the Chapter in a Box link to just be able to download materials like that. But this document does exist to have the standard membership survey that asks standard questions. Thank you for sharing the part about breaking from tradition and programs. That is a tough choice to make. Yes, so that, again, that is a really tough choice. It's hard to stop doing what we've always done, but if it's literally killing your chapter and you're not growing and you just feel like no matter what you do, you can't recruit people, then your chapter's not doing the right things and you're probably not enjoying it yourself. And so this is your time to be innovative and change and create something new, and you get to create a legacy for your chapter moving forward. And Maria, I'm going to go in and see if I can find that link specifically, or that place on the website that show you where that membership survey is. Any other questions? You're welcome. Again, my name is Justin. I'm the National Membership Development Director. My email is jwutsky@jciusa.org. Please feel free to email me, contact me, set up a meeting. I'll talk to you on the phone. I will talk to your chapter on the phone. I can create a webinar specific to your chapter, or even just a meeting that I can talk with you and your board of directors and get to know what your chapter specific challenges are and help you come up with some solutions to help you move forward. And I know Neil Fitzgerald would do that as well, as our chapter development director. Again, just email me and let me know this is what you want, this is a need you have, and we'll work together to come up with some sort of like a phone call, a video call, whatever needs to happen that will empower your members to get the information they need and to make change in your chapter and to progress forward. I think I didn't really add with the gift cards and stuff. Don't hesitate to go. I mean, I went out at lunch one day and I approached 15 different restaurants and businesses and got over 500 items in merchandise and gift cards donated just to my chapter to give out as incentives because I asked. So many times we don't ask, and that's simply all we have to do is ask and share what we are and what we do, and you'll get stuff. And those are things you can use towards incentives. So please don't ever hesitate and please do those things. Just make the ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. The worst thing they could say is no, and then you're just at the same place that you were, which is just fine too, because you can only move forward. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it with that then. Again, please email me if you had any questions that were answered on here. I'm going to figure out some information on that survey. I might also send you a document I just got from a chapter that's a really cool onboarding document that was created that you could customize to yourself. Um, Otherwise, please have a great night. Be safe, have fun, and we will see you next month. So thank you guys.